Hi, hello, and welcome to episode 5 of ARKSS Advice. Today, I'm going to talk about you, the working professional. Many a time you guys come back and say, "Sir, we don't have time. We are not like the students who go to college. They have all the time in the world, etc." The fact of the matter is, when you were in college, probably you also thought you did not have time then. You did not prepare. You prepared. Doesn't matter. But there are some real reasons why work experience professionals or working professionals, as we call it, have a problem in preparing properly for CAT, obviously because of various pressures. How do you then maximize your output at the end of the day? One point I'm going to make before I continue further is you want to get out of your job. You want to get out of the position that you are in. You want to get much more money than you are already getting. You feel that your boss, who's an MBA, half a joker he is, but gets more than you, whereas all the work is what is done by you. When that happens, I'm sure it is obvious that you are really, really gunning for the MBA. And here is what I'm going to talk to you about of what really is possible, how much is possible, and if you can take my mantra, and a very simple mantra at that, I think you can crack your CAT very, very easily. That's where we go with working professional and a CAT preparation. By the way, before I continue, I hope you have already joined us or subscribed to our YouTube channel. If you have not, I think you should do it immediately. Make sure that many more videos like this will come your way. So let's start with, hey, so what are the challenges for a working professional? Let's look at that. Obviously, the work timings. Some of you have a 5-day work. Some of you have a 6-day work. And a few of you think that you are working 7 days a week. I'm sure that is true too, in some way or the other. Unless, of course, you are in a very, very specific software company where only 5 days of work happens. If you're in any other field in general, chances are that you are probably working 24/7, 7 days a week in that sense of the word. What do? Other challenges, boss pressure, the pressure to the boss is always kind of giving you a lot of pressure, or a peer pressure. Somebody else is doing better than you. You will feel very, very threatened at that point of time. Performance pressure. And a performance is not just about anything else. In the job I'm talking about, whether should you focus on CAT or should you focus on your promotion? Because at the end of the day, if you don't put in that effort for promotion and work that extra 2 hours, 4 hours, and that happens only in India, by the way, if you don't do that, agar CAT bhi nahi aaya or promotion bhi nahi mila, then what the hell? Where are we going to get into? I think such kind of a doubt is always going to be there as far as a working professional is concerned. And of course, one question keeps getting asked is, should you inform the boss, the HR, on your CAT preparation MBA dreams? Because if they do it, there are certain companies who kind of encourage you that. So certain bosses who will encourage you that. In that sense of the word, if they encourage you, the chances are that you will have more time. They will be a lot more, lenient to you. But there could be equally very, very bad bosses, very bad HR. The moment they come to know that you are writing CAT, what are they going to lose? They're going to lose you. And if you're a good professional and if you have worked well, they wouldn't want to lose you at all. What do? Give you a lot more work. I'm sure all of you have gone through this and more. And last but not the least, there is a home pressure too. Some of you want to get married, settle hone ko mangta hai. Arey abhi kya degree bhi ho gaya, 2 saal kaam bhi ho gaya, ab to shaadi kar lo. Whether you're a girl, it's a lot more higher pressure. But even if you're a guy, it's always a question mark whenever you go to any of the functions, people ask you, next what? So we are talking about these kind of challenges, and let's see if we can overcome them with a very simple plan. Frankly, once again, I'm going to look at this as a starting point of your life. What is your priority? If your priority is the job that you are in, then there is nobody in the world who can help you, my friends. But if the priority is that you want to go up the corporate ladder, you want to take the plunge, you want to take the risk to make it to the best of the IIMs, Excel, FMSs of the world, then you need to prioritize the next few months before the CAT exam. The key thing here is, if you really put in that effort, and this is where I'm going to give you, many a time this question comes back. If you can really put in the right effort, you can easily make it to an IIM. The reason why I'm saying this is because you don't want to be in two boats, having two legs in two boats. You will fall into the water without any doubt about it. So if you are putting in, and that's a very big if, of course, and that is where I think you need to get your commitment right. The commitment to yourself right. Commitment to not anybody else, but to just for yourself right. If you can do that, my friends, I can guarantee you, you are going to make it to the best of the IIMs without much of an ado. We have been talking about how to do that, and a very brief idea that I'm going to give you today also. Last but not the least, apart from the home pressure, there could be general pressure that everybody has, peer pressure, this pressure, that pressure. Just because you want to feel pressure also, you can. We will see how to get out of it. Now, for a person, if you want to look at CAT, what do you need to focus on? How do you need to focus on? Is classroom coaching right for you? Is an online classes right for you? Don't ask this to anyone else. You don't even ask me. Don't ask anybody else. You check out for yourself whether you are a person who is a self-initiated guy. Do you have the self-motivation? If you have a self-motivation, probably online classes would be good enough. And the self-motivation has to be consistent, not on one day, on first day you'll get up and say, hey, I'm going to do that today. Great work. No, it's not enough for one day. You need to do it day in and day out, every day till the day of the exam. Therefore, if you're like that, online classes are good enough. If it is not, probably going to a classroom where there are another 3 or 4 similar people like you can also be a huge fillip to your preparation. Then test series. Some of them ask this question, sir, is not test series enough for us? I'm saying it is absolutely enough provided you utilize it correctly. But then having said that, a lot of people unnecessarily take whether I should take 1 test series, 2 test series, how many test series I should take, 1, 2, 3 kind of things. What will you do with piling up so many things? 150 days are there. If you do 30 tests, that's 5 days, 1 test. Beyond that, what else can you do? Beyond that, what else can you do? I don't understand this. The reason why people think of CL and a time or an IMS or a crack or whatever else is for a very basic reason, that you have FOMO, the FOMO, the fear of missing out. You think that some goddamn set is coming in, might come in some exam or some mock test of some other institute, and therefore you kind of scramble to look at everything else. Just think of the numbers. Let's say you take up the career launcher test series. We give you 15 prime mocks, 15 countdown CATs, 30 of them. Let's take one area called data interpretation. 30 mocks into 4. 30 mocks into 4. 4 sets per mock. That's 120 sets. Add to that the last 5 years papers, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. You are talking about 17, 18, and 19, 8 sets each, 2 sections, 8 6 are 48 sets are there. 21, 20, there were 5 sets into 3, 15. And 24 into 3, 12. 15 plus 12, 27 plus 48, 60, 75 sets. 75 sets plus the 120 sets that we give you. That's 195 sets. Frankly, if you're really good at this 195 sets of DILR, there is no way CAT 2022 will have any set which is completely away from any of these. So is the case with, for example, quantitative ability. If you look at the number of papers that we give you, 30 papers into 22 questions, that's about 660 questions. 22 into 30 is 660 questions. Plus 12 papers of the yesteryears or original CAT papers, that's 348 questions. 660 plus 348 is 1008 questions. If you are thorough with these 1008 questions, what else do you need? Why do you need any other extra test series at all? Forget about everything else. So I am of the very, very strong opinion that it's about, and the same thing with RCs also, the number of RCs that we give you. 4 RCs or 3 RCs on 22 papers, 66 RCs, and then the 12 mocks on an average 5, 60 more RCs, and everyday newspaper reading. Add to that para jumbles, para summary, para completion, whatever else now. Guys, it's only the fear of missing out is the reason why you keep scrambling for that. You know, it's a fashion for all of us to keep buying books. Don't waste your time. One book, one area, one coaching institute, career launcher for that matter, more than sufficient if you ask me. Next question is ECL test series really good? If you ask me, probably the best in the industry for the moment, simply because a GP, a Jijo, a Ravi, ARKSS, Shivku, all of us are continuously working on this to make sure that the analysis, the paper and the analysis are done at the very best. So in other words, is test series good enough of CL? I am saying it's more than sufficient. Don't even think twice, because we give you 15 prime mocks and 15 CDC mocks. Here is what, therefore, I will now very, very quickly take you through. If you are a repeater, but a work experience professional, and if you're not a repeater, but a work experience professional, what should you do, both of you? If you're a repeater, it's very simple. Concepts need to be revised in the next 2 months. The mantra for you is to write a lot of mocks. Write a mock. Find out your strengths and weaknesses in each of the areas. Pick the weak area in each of the sections. Take topic tests on that weak area or sectional tests. Analyze again and revise. Write the next mock. If any one of you, and I'm telling you this, if any one of you just do this and do this diligently, you will crack it. However, if you're a first timer, you are a work experience professional, but you're a first timer, you're writing it for the first time, then it may require coaching, both are either online or offline, depending on what you want, because it requires thorough inputs on concepts first round of thorough inputs on concepts. Start with the diagnostic tests, and then regular mocks to be taken similar to that of a repeater and exactly the same mantra. Make sure that you do this without much of an ado. And the last, very, very quickly, 150 days to CAT. What do you do? I will put it as a 75, 50 and 25-day plan. 75 days, the first 75 days, you need to spend, that's 2.5 months for a fresher concepts application test. That even if you're starting today, spend time on concepts, application of these concepts and formulae, and write the topic tests. 75 days, so that at the end of the 75th day, when you see a mock paper, there is not a single question that you can't understand. You may not solve all of them, but there should not be a single question that you cannot understand. That is the purpose, that is the objective of the first 75 days. Then the first 25 days, I will say 50, but 75 plus 50, you start writing the mocks right now. Don't wait for some syllabus to get completed. There's nothing in the syllabus. You have completed the syllabus in 10th class, 8th, 9th, and 10th. The syllabus is over, my friends. It's about the revision of the syllabus that is required. And that's the reason why concepts are required. And that's the reason why repetition is required. The first 125 days, focus on strategy, the mocks, and of course the sectional test to kind of make a, get the strategy of the section much better. We will talk about a test taking strategy in a separate YouTube video. And the last 25 days will be purely on revision and a final strategy. Making sure that the last 25 days, of course, we'll come closer to it. I'll tell you what exactly you should do in the last 25 days. But right now, focus, suffice it to know that the last 25 days will be a different kind of a blitzkrieg. Here is what a mock. Okay, this is something which is very, very important too. Many students do not write CAT. simply because they're afraid of this exam. 198 marks. 198 marks was the total marks in CAT 2021. Guess what? At just about 97, you would have got a 99 percentile. At just about 107, you would have got a 99.5 percentile. And had you got a 71, 72 marks, you would have gone into an IIM. Any IIM, of course, not necessarily the ABCs of the world, but 72 out of 198, 66 out of 198 will give you a new IIM call. That's 1/3. Just believe it. See it to believe it, guys. And that's true for all the other mocks also. To do that, what are the mock strategy that I will have? Here is a June to November action plan for mocks. June, take the 2 prime mocks. July to August to September to October to November to 12 mocks that you take. Every second week, you one mock. The CDCs will start in July. 15 mocks you take. Sectional test, we're going to give you 45. CL is going to got 55. It could be time giving you or anybody else giving you. And there are original CAT papers. I want you to do 12 of them. 2017, 2018, 2019, 3 each. Sorry, 2 each. That makes it 6. And 2020 and 21, 3 each. That makes it 6. 6 plus 6, 12. Totally, you're talking about 37 mocks plus 45 sectional tests. Add that into 15 mocks. You can convert them into mocks also, because there are 45 sectional tests, which means by 3, 15, so to say, full mocks. So 37, 15, 52. Friends, I don't want to waste your time and my time on this. You have to understand that more than this is almost physically impossible to do that. You don't have to go anywhere else. Do that, and I'll be here back making sure that your preparation is completely underway, and positively so. Thank you for watching this. Like us, share with it, subscribe to the video. Career Launcher Media is the YouTube channel that we have. I'll be back in my advice episode 6 in ARKSS advice once again. Thank you, and all the very best for your CAT prep.